Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. I am your teacher from Abstract Sport Road, Middle Wing Boys. I hope that you all will be fine by the grace of Almighty. Today I will tell you about your social studies lesson for week 2. We started our work last week and there we learned about different regions of the world. We learned about mountains, plateaus, deserts, plains and delta, their features and the characteristics. In this week we will proceed further with the first unit, that is the earth and the environment, and its subtopic from weather to climate. And your pages are page number 7, page number 8. Dear students, if we look at the title of our lesson, it tells us about two keywords, weather and climate. First, we need to know what these terms mean. Weather. Weather is the state of atmosphere at any given period of time. In most parts of the world, it keeps on changing. It does not remain the same for a long time. Weather is related to our life. We talk like today weather is sunny. People feel good on sunny days. But it doesn't mean that this state will remain the same throughout the day. It can be sunny, it can be cloudy, it can be rainy or windy at times. The next term is climate. Climate is the average weather condition of a place for a long period of time. Its record can be as long as 30 years. For example, the climate of the desert remains the same for a longer period of time, and the climate of poles remains cold, so there is little variation in this regard. We will study about climate in detail in coming week. In this week we will cover weather. Dear students, weather is a broader term and comprises of different elements. To determine the weather of a place, we must know about these elements. These include temperature, precipitation or rain, humidity or moisture, winds and air pressure. All these elements combined to determine the weather of a place. The variation in any of these elements will determine the nature of the day, if it is going to be windy, sunny, cloudy, etc. Now the question arises, who study the different weather conditions? The answer is that the meteorologists, and they study these conditions in a weather station or a meteorological station. In a meteorological station, different instruments are kept to measure and to record the weather. There is a picture on page number 7 of your book where you can see all these instruments placed in a specific area. Now I must tell you, these instruments include thermometer, rain gauge, wind vane, anemometer, barometer and hygrometer. Here we have a table showing weather conditions along with the instrument that measure and how it is measured. You can see the condition. The first condition is temperature, which is measured by thermometer, and it is measured in degrees Fahrenheit or in degrees Celsius. The next condition is rainfall, that is measured by rain gauge, and it is measured in millimeters. The next condition is wind direction, which is measured by wind vane, and it tells us about the directions from where the wind is coming, north, south, east, west, or the intermediate directions such as northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest, etc. The next condition is wind speed, which is measured by anemometer, and it is measured in knots or nautical miles per hour. Move on to the next one, which is air pressure. And air pressure is measured by barometer, and it is measured in millibars. The last condition here is humidity, which is measured by hygrometer, and it is measured in grams, kilograms, or in percentage. Now we will discuss in detail about the weather conditions along with the relevant instruments. The first condition is temperature. It is measured with thermometer. It tells us how hot or cold a place is. The thermometer measures temperature through a glass tube sealed with mercury that expands or contracts as the temperature rise or fall. As you can see here in the picture number 1, when the day is hot, it is hot outside, the thermometer or the mercury expands, so the temperature shows is higher. In the next picture, where it is cold outside, the mercury contracts and it shows the low temperature. We also have digital thermometers available in the market for our convenience. And it can be measured, the temperature can be measured in degrees Fahrenheit or in degrees Celsius. The second instrument that is used to measure rainfall is rain gauge. Rain gauge is a device for collecting and measuring the amount of rain that falls. It is measured in millimeters. You can see the digital rain gauge as well here in this picture, which is used these days. Moving on to next condition, that is wind direction. Wind direction is indicated by wind vane. The arrow points to the direction opposite to where the wind comes from. Here you can see in the picture, the back side of the arrow is bigger, that catches the wind and shows us which way the wind is blowing, whether it's north, whether it's south, east, west, or in between. The direction indicators are fixed on the pole. You can see they are fixed, only the arrow moves, and it tells us about the direction: north, south, east, or west, or intermediate directions. The next condition is wind speed. Wind speed is measured by anemometer. When the wind spins the shaft, the speed of its movement is recorded. You can see in the picture, the shafts are placed over and they move with the speed of the wind. The stronger the wind blows, the faster the rod spins. So the anemometer counts the number of rotations or turns, which is used to calculate the wind speed. Wind speed is measured in knots or nautical miles per hour. We are also available with digital anemometer these days, which are very helpful for the scientists to record the wind speed. Moving on to next condition, that is the air pressure. Air pressure, it is the weight of air pressing down on Earth's surface, and it is measured by barometer. Barometer measures how much pressure the air is putting on Earth. So it means low pressure means air is moving up, and high pressure means the air is pushing down on Earth. So the higher the pressure, more the barometer is going to read, and it is measured in